Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, I do have a special needs child. You'll hear him in the background clapping his hands and making noise. He's jealous of anyone or anything that takes my time from him. If you're not new here, welcome back. And yeah, today I am going to see, I went shopping a couple weeks ago with my stepdaughter and we went to Bell's Outlet. And I saw this palette, and it was like $5.99 for this palette. And I just couldn't leave it behind. Well, the more I looked at it, I was like, gosh, this palette reminds me of something. I just couldn't put my finger on it. Well, a couple days ago, I put my finger on it. And yeah, look at this. I mean, that's crazy, isn't it? So, $38 versus $5.99. Can you tell which eye is my Jaclyn Hill $38 side or my $5.99? Like literally, guys, $5.99. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, yeah. Can you tell which eye is the Bell's Outlet Technic? Maybe? I never heard of this brand. And which side is the Jaclyn Hill? Pause the video, let me know in the description box, and yeah, then you can come back and we'll get on to the tutorial. Okay, so I have my brows and eyes done with my Anastasia products as per usual lately. I got my color switch so I can use the same brushes on each side of my face, so we're being fair. And I think I'm gonna use, you know what, maybe I'll dip into the Jaclyn Hill palette first with this Morphe M441, and that way we can see. Maybe I'll do the Jaclyn Hill on this side and the Technic palette on this side. Okay, so I'm going to start out by dipping into this light green color. I'm going to do the look that is my favorite look with this palette. So that's what we're doing today. I love this tealy green sort of look. You guys know how I feel about them colors. And yeah, I really enjoy this Jaclyn Hill palette. So we are going to see how this $5.99 palette stand up. So I have that first teal color put down pretty good. I'm switching off my brush really good, so it has no pigment. Brushing it on my pants to make sure. And we are going to dip into this green right here. Alright, so let's dip her in. Got a little bit of pigment there. Let's see how they match with each other. And if you can hear all this rain going on, if I wait for this rain to stop to film, it would probably be tonight. So yeah, I didn't wait. And I may have to darken up the other side just a little, because I think this might be a little more pigmented than the Jaclyn Hill side. Color switching that off again and wiping it on my shorts. And I'm going to pick up a little bit more of this Jaclyn Hill, because I don't want it to not match. You know what I mean? So that's looking a little more even on the two sides to me. Oh, I almost did it. Did you see that? I knew I was going to be bad at this if I tried to use the same brush. But anyway, so we'll switch it off and then I'll blend this side a little more. Okay, now I have a Morphe E18 and I'm going to dip into this dark, like forest green shade. And I'm going to start putting that in my outer V. And just about halfway in the crease. Just like that. Gonna pick up a Morphe E27, just a clean, fluffy brush to blend that out. I don't want it to be real harsh. Okay, I have color switched that brush off, and this is the comparable color in this palette. Sorry, I have like every light in my little house on because, yeah, the rain is real today. I mean, it is gonna rain all day. Some kind of front coming down, which is really kind of odd for this time of year, but okay. Start winging that out. And I'm going to color switch off my fluffy blending brush and start blending. Okay, so I went ahead and cut my crease really briefly. I didn't figure you wanted to see me do the same. I mean, if you've seen one cut crease, you've seen them all, right? Okay, so I am going to start out with this shade right here on this BH number 9 little flat brush. And let me go get my setting spray. Okay, so I got my Milani setting spray. Let's dip into that bright green shade from the Jaclyn Hill palette. And we're going to spray her down. And I'm going to start working this. Hang on. All across the first half, I guess, of this open area. Normally, I do this look a little different, but I use products from other palettes and stuff like that, and I didn't want to do that today. So we might have went a little more than halfway with this shade, but that's okay. We're gonna make it work. Okay, so I cleaned off that brush really well, and I'm going to dip into the comparable shade from our little Bell's Outlet palette. I'm not sure about that name, but that's okay. And okay, I almost went ahead and done my face because I wanted to just get that part over with, and I'm glad I didn't because this crumbled just a little, even being sprayed. So, what do you think so far? Could you tell the difference if you didn't know? So I'm going to take this Luxie 245 into this darker green. We're going to go a little backwards here. And I'm going to spray this shade as well, as soon as I find my setting spray again. Okay. And I want to work this on the outer part here. And I might bring that green, that lighter green, the rest of the way in, just because I like that better. Okay, let me switch that off and we'll do the Jaclyn Hill side. Okay, all cleaned off. And this is the shade I'm going to use out of the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm going to use the opposite side of the brush, even though I did color switch it off. And yeah, let's go in on this side and work that. Yeah, I guess so. And yeah, I think I'm going to take that other brush, that other BH brush. Let me color switch it off, because I don't remember which shade I did last. Okay, so I just feathered that the rest of the way and a little bit into that darker green. And we're going to switch her off, wipe her on my pants, and do the same thing to this side. I can't believe the more I looked at this palette, the more it reminded me of the Jaclyn Hill. I was like, well, that explains why I couldn't leave it behind. So, yeah. Now I'm going to take that same Morphe E18 and I'm going to clean it off really good. And I'm going to pick up just a little bit of this black shade and really smoke out this outer area. And go with my clean blending brush that I already switched off. Be really careful when you're applying black because it can get out of control really fast. And yeah, then you have to try to dull down black, and that's not so easy. So this is the black in here, and this black definitely doesn't look as intense as the Jaclyn Hill, but we are about to find out. Yeah, better to have to keep going in and building up than to have it all get out of hand right off rip and cause you to mess up your look, because it can happen. And I did clean both of these off, just so you know. I think we're getting a break in the rain for a minute. That's nice. Alright, so I quickly did my face makeup off camera, and I picked up my Sigma E55, and I'm going to dip it into that very first shade we used. Hold that thought. Okay, so let's start. I dipped into the $5.99 palette first, and I just am buffing that under there. Going over the top just to get that winged out effect. And let me clean this off and we'll do the other side. Alright, she's all cleaned off again, and we're going to take that same green from this palette and work that on this lower lash line. Morphe M432 into a mixture of that darkest green and this black. And I'm going to put that really close to the lash line, just about halfway. And I'm going to go back. Let me clean off this brush and buff it out. I couldn't remember what side I used it on last. Because I keep having to stop for messages. But that's okay, because usually nobody talks to me, so I'm enjoying conversation. Alright, I got both those brushes cleaned off, and I'm going in and doing the same mixture with my Jaclyn Hill palette. Stamping that halfway, making sure you guys can see me. And buffing her out. And yeah, can you tell I've been using 2 different palettes this whole time? I don't think I can. Isn't that crazy? Alright, and with this tiny little BH10, I think I'm gonna dip into this right here. This is a really light, pretty, shimmery color, and I'm gonna put that on my brow bone and on my inner corner. I sprayed that for the inner corner just because I wanted it to be bright. And I might have messed up by spraying it. I almost think it looks better on the brow bone not sprayed. Let me get my little e.l.f. brush. So I got my little e.l.f. concealer brush, and I picked up some of that same shade, and now I'll clean her off and we'll do the Jaclyn Hill side. I might pull some of this. That kind of looks pretty. Maybe I'll pull some of that up into this eye look. Yeah, maybe. I'm not mad about that. I kind of like that. This shade right here looks to be about the same in the Jaclyn Hill palette. So, I just dipped in the wrong shade. Okay, now that I have the right shade, we'll put that up here. Oh, the Jaclyn Hill one may be a tad bit brighter. What do you think? I may have to dull this down just a little. So I'm going to take that first brush we used and dip into our Jaclyn Hill palette and reinforce all these edges like I usually do. Clean that brush off once again, and I dipped into our dupe palette, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. Ooh, this look is trying to get a little extreme on me really fast. Okay, so I think I'm going to take my Sephora collection in Peacock and use that in my waterline. I really love this shade. I mean, just look how pretty that is. Alright, now that I have that in both sides of my waterline, let me put my Eyeko eyeliner on my upper lash line, pick out some lashes, and I'll be right back. Oh, and a lip. Okay, so this is the final look. If you guys didn't know I had 2 palettes on my eyes, would you guess that I had 2 palettes on my eyes? I sure don't think I would. But, yeah. I think I might try more dupes like this with this palette. Do some other looks. If you want to see other looks, maybe like a 3 looks 1 palette with this, let me know in the description box. And, yeah. I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up for me and Thomas today. And, yeah, I do want to say I know my hair is frizzy, but with all this rain, my hair's not cooperating at all. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching another Teresa Tries Tutorials. I hope you'll take the time to like and subscribe to my channel. Me and Thomas would love to have you around for future videos so he can drive us all nuts. Anyway, I hope you're having a wonderful night or day wherever you are. And yeah, we'll see you in the next Teresa Tries Tutorials. Bye, guys.